Hey guys, it's MandaPanda. Today we're mixing up a little sugar, spice, and chemical X to make a custom My Little Pony inspired by the Powerpuff Girls. Apple Bloom's gonna be transformed into Blossom today, and the pony I'm using is way different than the ones I normally customize. This is a vinyl My Little Pony figurine, and it's like double the size of the ones that I normally make, but the bow on Apple Bloom's head was just perfect for Blossom, so I decided that we would somehow transform her into Blossom. I'm cutting out a small triangle from the center of the hair to make it look a lot more like Blossom's hairdo, and then I'm very carefully going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to flatten out the ends of her other hairs because I want the hair to be really straight, just like Blossom's. And on the side, the hair is a little too short. I want it to go all the way to the ears, so we're going to be using a little bit of Subaru today to reshape her hairline. I'm just warming it up in my hands by rolling it around, and I'm going to take a small chunk of Subaru, press it right up against the pony's hair, right where I want to extend that hairline, and flatten it against the hair using the tips of my fingers. And I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife to cut off any excess Subaru, and I'm going to give this hair a really sharp, straight, blunt cut right here at the bottom, and I'm going to repeat this on the other side. Right where I cut out that chunk of hair in the middle, it left like a small hole, so I'm just going to fill it in with a little bit of Subaru and flatten that out using one of my clay tools and the tips of my fingers. Now it's time to give her her skirt. I have flattened out a super big piece of Subaru here. This is an entire packet, and I'm wrapping it around her legs just like a skirt would be, and I'm going to flatten this skirt out right against the pony's body, only at the top. And I'm going to use my X-Acto knife again to cut off the excess Subaru, and we're going to make this skirt just a little bit shorter so we can see more of the pony's legs. I'm going to roll the extra Subaru back up into a little ball, reshape that, and then we can give her sleeves for her dress. But really quickly, I'm going to take some acetone and remove that pony's original eyelashes before I forget. Here's the rest of that Subaru. We're going to place it at the front of the pony's body, and this is for the top of Blossom's little dress. I wanted to keep the dress 3D since the skirt was going to be 3D also. I'm using a blunt clay tool now to cut out the neck of her dress and then cut out the arms. It is a short sleeve dress that she has on, so we're not going to leave any Subaru on the front legs, and that Subaru just comes right off of the pony's plastic body. I'm gonna let that Subaru dry overnight, and then we can get started painting. I'm starting off using Folk Art's light flesh tone color acrylic paint, and I'm gonna cover the face and the front two legs with 4 coats of paint. And once that has completely dried, I'm going to start painting Buttercup's back legs using nail polish for this part because I just need 1 coat of nail polish, but I would need like 7 coats of acrylic paint since white is a color that's just really hard to get opaque. Switching over to this medium shade of orange, it almost looks like macaroni and cheese, and we're gonna use this for Blossom's hair. I'm gonna paint the tail and the mane. Now this actually did take me 6 coats of paint to get a nice even coverage to cover up all of that pink. Now I'm gonna use a bright red, and I'm gonna add a little bit of white to make it like a milky light red, dark pink shade, and we're gonna use this for Blossom's bow. This color should cover very nicely, and it should only take 2, maybe 3 coats. So let's get her cutie little bow all painted on. And then I'm gonna use the rest of that acrylic paint, add some more white to create a lighter shade of pink, and that's what we're gonna use for Blossom's dress. And we're actually gonna use the same shade for her eyes. So let's paint her dress first. Again, this is probably gonna take 3, maybe 4 coats of acrylic paint, but that's a nice shade of pink. It really matches the cartoon. While the dress is drying, I'm gonna get started on her eyes. I'm taking white acrylic paint now, and I'm just going to redefine the shape of the eye here. Gonna lay down 4 coats of acrylic paint to get nice coverage. For the main part of the eye, we're going to use that same shade of pink that we made for her dress, and we're going to give Blossom these big, huge eyes, just like the Powerpuff Girls have. And going to switch over to black and give her some really large, bold pupils, just like Buttercup's. And we're gonna need a really large light reflection in the middle of her eye, so I'm gonna use the end of a really thick paintbrush to just kind of carefully tap that on. The dress has completely dried. Let's add the finishing touches to this custom now, giving her the black stripe that's right in the middle of her dress. And then I'm gonna use a fine paintbrush for her shoes. Gonna create a thin line right where I want the shoes to begin, all the way around the leg, and then right in the front, draw a U shape, just like the letter U there, and fill in the rest of the shoe. So now it looks like she has a shoe with a cute little cutout right in the front. Now the custom could be considered done right now, but I really want this pony to look like a cartoon, so we're going to completely outline her using some black acrylic paint. Very carefully, we're going to outline her hair. I'm using a flat brush for the edges, and then I'm actually going to use a finer paintbrush to pull the paint up just a little bit so that you can see it from the top. And when it's done, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to outline her bow using a fine paintbrush for the small center area, and then a really large paintbrush to outline the entire top, bottom, and sides. And this trick of outlining it just really makes it pop and look like a drawing, kind of like what I did with my Mist Mane custom. I'm also going to outline her dress, the entire thing, so the front legs and the back and her neck. And then also outline her mane and tail. I also decided to give Blossom a cutesy little mouth just like the cartoon Blossom has, and I'm going to give her a little pink tongue. Once all of my paint has completely dried, I'm going to seal all of my work in using 2 coats of this sealant right here. Let that completely dry, and let's take a look at our completed custom. Here is Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls as a pony. So technically she's part of the Cutie Mark Crusaders since Apple Bloom's under there somewhere. How awesome did this custom come out? It is so cute. Which one of the Cutie Mark Crusaders should be transformed into a Powerpuff Girl next? And which one should they be turned into? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And that's it for today's tutorial. If you use this video to make your own Blossom pony, I would love to see your finished product, so send me some pictures on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, Little Pandas. Until next time, bye! You can follow me online. To get the latest news and updates, like my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPanda Toy Collector, or follow me on Instagram at MandaPanda Toy Collector. Want to mail me something? Guess what? You can. Mail it to MandaPanda P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347.